Blog Talk Radio.
The Alan Alford Sports Talk Show. The Alan Alford Sports Talk Show. Your host is here for the show tonight to interview our special guest. Show highlight. The Alan Alford Sports Talk Show. The Alan Alford Sports Talk Show. Football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, boxing, tennis, golf, and racing. The Alan Alford Sports Talk Show. The Alan Alford Sports Talk Show. Tune in for all the news and scores, reporting on the games and so much more. The Alan Alford Sports Talk Show. The Alan Alford Sports Talk Show. The Alan Alford Sports Talk Show. The Alan Alford Sports Talk Show.
Welcome to another great episode of the Alan Alford Sports Talk Show. So glad to have you join us. So glad to be here with you. Definitely going to have a wonderful show, wonderful time. It's going to be outstanding here on Friday night. Definitely, you have got the right place. We're going to make sure things happen. Please feel free to give us a call at 516-418-5572. 516-418-5572. We're going to get the YouTube up and running in just a couple moments. A little bit of a delay on there, but that's okay because we got a lot in store for the Alan Alford Sports Talk Show. In fact, what we're going to do is make sure we thank one of our wonderful sponsors. That's none other than Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce. So delicious and addicting, you may need a support group. Feel free to visit Great Chef G's right at 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. That's right. And if you can't come down to Tampa, that's okay. Feel free to go ahead and visit Chef G's right there at FLBBQSauce.com, FLBBQSauce.com. You can't go wrong with Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce. In fact, all the music you're hearing tonight is brought to you by Sam Scola Songs. We're going to talk a lot more about Sam Scola and much more. We're going to play another one of his great songs right now here on the Alan Alford Sports Talk Show. That's the Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce song. So let's go ahead and play that song right now. And we're going to be right back with some great stuff here on the Alan Alford Sports Talk Show. Here's the Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce song. Let's go.
Comes in for variety, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce, a natural flavor. Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce, Florida Gold Honey Mustard on burgers and ribs, tasty fusion on pork and sausage, a classic taste for chicken steak tips, a hot heat wave on meatballs and ham. It's a cookout treat. Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce, serve on fish and vegetables. Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce.
Thank you so much. Appreciate Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. So delicious and addicting, you may need a support group. Definitely don't forget to go ahead and check out Chef G's. Once again, right there at flbbqsauce.com. Again, it's flbbqsauce.com. And again, if you can't go ahead and go there, definitely check it out. And check it out right there, 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. He's going to be definitely glad to see you. And let him know that the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show sent you. So definitely check him out there, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce. Thank you guys. And again, let me go ahead and make sure we go live here on this, basically going live now. And that is not just on the Blog Talk. It is also now on YouTube too. Sorry about the delay, but this is live TV. We make sure things happen. We make sure things go great. That's what I love about this show, is that you guys make it happen. It doesn't happen without you and support. Really appreciate you. And now you have the capability of talking to me right here at 516-418-5572. And that's 516-418-5572. You also have the chance to go ahead and comment right there on the StreamYard as well. So we make it so that you guys could do both. And this is awesome here. So what we're going to do is give you guys a chance to go ahead and call in. And while we do that, we're going to go ahead and play a song, another Sam Scola song. All of the music that you hear tonight is brought to you by Sam Scola Songs. Those songs right there can be found. Sam Scola Songs, thank you so much. You can listen to any of those songs on YouTube and Spotify. You can check out any one of those great songs there. You also can find and connect yourself with Sam right there. Sing along with Sam at gmail.com. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys call in, take a little break. We're going to go ahead and kick things off with the first discussion, get it going. You'll have an opportunity to talk to me. I'm going to go ahead and play another Sam Scola song right now, and that is the sports theme song by Sam Scola. So check that out. While you do that, we're going to make sure we give you guys an opportunity to call in, check things out here on the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show. Let's go. yes, that's a Sam Scola sports theme song. We're going to go ahead. Glad that we was able to go ahead and give you an opportunity to call in. Guess what? We got a fantastic caller already locked and loaded, ready to talk to us here on the Allen Alpha Sports Talk Show. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring them on the line right now. Hey, how you doing?
Thanks, Alan. Thanks for the intro, Sam.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
That's right.
Yeah,
How you been?
Sam. All right. A little wet up here, but all right.
Yeah, I know. We're about to get a tropical storm here in Florida, so I know what that is like. I mean, just when you thought you were out of the water, it's still actually technically you're right. It's still hurricane season. So yes, folks, make sure if you're in the Tampa area or in Florida,
and the Red Sox just got a 2-run homer.
Oh yes, that's your favorite team.
Yourself. Yeah.
Yes, folks, make sure if you're in the Tampa area or Florida.
And the Red Sox just got
yes, so how do you think about the Olympics?
I'm enjoying it, really. I did not enjoy today's result of the soccer match. We got blown out.
Yeah, so
which just goes to show you that although the women's team isn't hot, the men's team is not. I did not enjoy today's result of the soccer.
Yes, and definitely props to Simone Biles. She's doing her thing, just racking up them golds. And where would you put her as far as gymnast of all time?
I got to place her. No, I had to place her as second.
Okay. And who would you say is ahead of her?
Mary Lou.
I that was tough. I would have to say Mary Lou is definitely a hero. I grew up in the time of Mary Lou in her prime. She definitely was awe-inspiring, awesome. I would have to say, just being in that conversation with her, you've done something really great. You really have. You know what I mean? There's nothing I couldn't say right off the bat one or two. I'd have to dig a bit more into how they compare with the records. I know Mary Lou is definitely a hero, and Simone Biles, I'll put up there a hero too. Anytime you can come back.
If you want a third pick, you got to go with an obvious one too.
Who's the third?
Nadia.
Yeah. But yeah, she's up there. She's up there, and definitely she deserved it. She's doing big things. Anytime you not only dominate Olympics, but you come back and do it again, that's a 4-year gap. You know what I mean? That's a 4-year gap. And in that 4 years, somebody else can come up and want to beat you real bad and use you as your motivation.
Sure.
And plus, you're 4 years older.
Yeah.
But yeah, well done. Props to the USA girls women's baseball team. They're doing big things. Great job on that. In fact, let me give them a round of applause because they're doing big things. The girls women's baseball team. Let me give them a round of applause. I know a lot of there. And also, let me just go ahead and do that. There you go. Yeah, so the Olympics is cool, man. I just the only part about the Olympics that I don't really like and care for is the politicals. I really don't.
That's stuff you gotta keep out.
Say again?
That's stuff you have to keep out. There's no business being in the Olympics all the political nonsense. That's what turns people off.
I agree. I mean, I understand people want to use a platform to make a political statement. I get it. You have a large audience anytime you're talking about the Olympics. But I'm with you. It's just not the time or the place. Let's keep sports. Let's keep it enjoyment. That's the great thing about sports is that you could take a break from that stuff. You can enjoy watching what you're watching without being reminded of something, whether you're for it or against it.
There was controversy in the opening ceremony.
Yes. And let me clear up something. Let me clear up something too. See, this is the thing about the danger about social media and people in the media putting up headlines and storylines. People don't take the time to read the article and get the facts. I work in the media, so do you. I check both sides of the story, and I check multiple sources before I go ahead and publicly, even on a comment, make a statement on what's going on, because I want to be well informed of all the facts, both good or bad. Imani Khalif, for those who don't know, that's the Algerian boxer who was facing controversy because her opponent quit within 45 seconds of the match by getting hit a couple times. The internet put on that, it's a transgender. She does, it is a female, but she does look, the part of someone that might fit that bill. They put it on that she's a transgender. The commissioner of the league confirmed that Imani Khalif indeed has been a female their entire life. It's not a transgender case at all.
Yes.
You, Lou, have met females that are sometimes look a little, you have to do a double look and see if it's a boy. And I'm sure you've met males that you had to do a double look to see if they're a female.
Right.
Well, Imani Khalif is one of those cases, but it's not a transgender case. And they cleared it up. She is indeed a female. And in fact, her opponent today apologized for not only quitting, but putting on the perception that she quit because of this. So, you got to get the facts, folks. You can't just use headlines. Like I could go viral on some of my headlines if I lie or stretch the truth, or embellish. But I'm not going to do that because you'll find out eventually it was a lie or something I put on there for clickbait to get views, and I'll lose credibility that way.
Correct.
It might win the short game, but you'll hurt yourself in the long game.
But what I was referring to was there was a little bit of a controversy in the opening ceremony how it was kind of like mocking the Last Supper. Now that I think you have to draw the line on that somewhere because that's really going to anger a lot of people.
I agree. Let's keep it clean,
you
folks.
Can't do that. You can't do that.
You can't do that. I think some of the promos you can't. You got to be careful, even in some of the performances with some of the stuff that you're insinuating. You got to keep it clean, enjoyable. Keep it like a family event. Keep it clean.
Yeah.
Let's keep the politics out of it.
And the religion.
And the religion. Politics and religion, like they say, don't talk about those in the workplace, and don't talk about those in sports.
No.
Use another platform. Find another platform.
And don't do it on our shows either.
Yeah, find another platform. And that's the stuff I don't care about because like you said, Lou, you got a great point. That's what turns people off. Like with me, I don't want to see political statements when I'm watching sports. I get enough of it. I can just turn on the TV. I get enough of it. I wanted something different.
Go on Meet the Press or Face the Nation, okay?
Yeah, or go on one of those networks that talk a lot about politics. Go on YouTube. If you know what I mean, you that's the great thing about this generation. That's the great thing about this generation, I have to say, is that there is not a shortage of getting information. If you want to get information, legit information, you can find a lot of it for free.
But sure, there's a right way to look at it and there's a wrong way.
Exactly. But the information is at your fingertips, literally.
Well, that's something new. I mean, now it's almost 40 years since, we first got the so-called super information highway, and, it wasn't, we just threw the ball away, thank you. So, it's come a long way from its humble beginnings, well, actually say about almost over 50 years because, the internet was first built back in 1969, but then when computers started becoming more popular, more mainstream, and not just for the rich people, they started getting these data processing programs, and there was the first internet program, which was not AOL, mind you, contrary to popular belief. That was not the first internet service.
Right, and that's the thing. Back in my day, you had to actually go to the library or open up an encyclopedia. You don't have to do A or B now. And not only that, the information now is better than the encyclopedia because it gets updated right away. if you put out a print out of like the first version of the encyclopedia, something changes, you have to wait for the next set or the next version for them to update it.
Yeah, of the World Book Encyclopedia, 22-volume set.
Yeah, I mean, just who would you say is ahead of her? So I challenge people: don't just run away with something, because it could have happened to me. But I said, let me check into this. Let me check into this. Is this really a? Did they really let a male transgender fight a female? I know they did. They really do that? And I checked into it, and no, that's not the case here. It's not the case. Somebody came up with a creative idea and a creative storyline, a headline, and it went viral, and everybody fell for the bait. They all thought the same thing. This was what happened, and it wasn't. Got to check the folks. You got to check the facts.
In response to my question, do you really remember what the first internet service was?
I think it had to be probably AOL.
Nope.
What is it?
AOL was the most popular, but it was not the first.
Which one? What'd you say?
Prodigy.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
That's your
So
history
there you
for the
go.
day, folks.
Dribbler for the day. So.
But then again, what do you want? I'm a middle-aged nutcase, so. I've been around for folks.
Yeah, so.
But, at least we're starting to catch up in the medals. Actually, we have the most medals, just not the most gold. Let's put it that way. Ready, start.
Yeah.
We have the most goals, but it's not the medals that we are looking for. But we still have a week and a half to go.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. That's right.
But I'm looking. My niece just. But I'm looking more forward to the next Summer Olympics.
Okay. Why is that?
Because it's going to be held in the United States in Los Angeles.
There you go, man. We need to support that. That's for sure.
Yep. And in 2034, or was it 2032, Denver for the Winter Games.
Yep. But you know what's going to happen? That's even sooner than that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Lou and the Enhanced Sports shows tomorrow. And I'm curious to hear what you got to talk about. What's cooking and what's shaking.
Before that, I just thought something. I'll be 62 by the time that happens. Ugh, perish with thoughts. Okay, so before we go back into the future, we'll have, of course, we're going to be doing heavily extensive coverage on the Olympics. I don't know if we're going to get to everything, but we'll try and get to as much as we possibly can. Because also we got to talk about the MLB trades for the trade deadline just passed. NFL football, as the preseason has begun. I'll take your thoughts on the first game of the preseason, which was actually was cut short due to rain by a monsoon, and it was called in the fourth quarter. And I'll take your predictions for next week's preseason games. But now remember this. Now, this is how we do a preseason. We do not go over every game of who is going to win. What I want from the crowd for the preseason is take one game out of the list and see which one is going to be your preseason game of the week. Then when we get to the regular season, then we'll go through all the games one by one. Just remember, guys, when we do get the football season, keep your comments short, please. Otherwise, I'll never get to it. And, of course, we'll have the monthly standings and the calendar of events. August is going to be a heavy month. This week in sports history, the ridiculous night of the week, which I think you might find surprising, or maybe not, depending on how you feel about it. This week in sports history and sports trivia, and of course your thoughts and concerns are always welcome. So, if you got time between 4 and 6 tomorrow, that's Eastern time now. Call 512-543-4662. Once again, 512-543-4662. And remember, we go by the Eastern Time Zone. I'm based here on the East Coast.
Trivia for the day. So yes, that's right. So make sure, folks, you do that. Check out the Enhanced Sports Show right there on YouTube. Type in Enhanced Sports Show. And then you can also go ahead and make sure you call in 512-543-4662, 512-543-4662, Saturday, Eastern Standard Time Zone between 4 and 6 p.m.
Almost forgot. Check us out on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and type in theenhancedsportshow.com. But remember, do it exactly, or else you're not getting jacked.
You're not getting jacked. That's right.
Nope, you won't get squat.
You won't get nothing. That's right. Make sure you call in tomorrow. 512-543-4662. 512-543-4662. Enhanced Sports Show on YouTube between 4 and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone, or you won't get squat. That's right. Appreciate you, Lou. Always a pleasure.
I believe it's been over 6 years now since I've been doing this show nationally.
My man is trucking. There you go. That's right. Keep going. Keep going, Lou. You the man.
As long as I got the stamina, yes.
You got it. I really appreciate you. Always a pleasure. A legend.
Okay. And I'll text Diane and tell her you're on.
All right. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Cheers. Take care now. That is the outstanding Lou from the Enhanced Sports Show. Make sure you check in 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone. Check in the Enhanced Sports Show right there on YouTube. 512-543-4662. 512-543-4662. A lot to unpack here on the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show. Really appreciate you guys. You know, that's the great thing about our show is that we have great supporters, fans like Lou, fans like yourself, and wonderful sponsors. That's right. Hey, if you need to go ahead and take advantage of a great opportunity and a great home, make sure you check out CTC ME Mortgage. That's right, CTC ME Mortgage. They can help you, whether you live in Tampa, whether you live in Florida, whether you live in Texas. CTC ME Mortgage can help you. Make sure you check them out right there, ctcmemortgage.com, or you can call my great friend, Kurt McCrae. Call or text Kurt McCrae at 346-527-7564, 346-527-7564. Whether you need refinancing, buying a new home, looking for an opportunity to take advantage of home equity in your home, Kurt McCrae can help you. That's right. Give them a call today or call and text today. Their lines are open. In fact, we're going to play another great song by none other than Sam Scola Songs, the CTC ME Mortgage song. You guys need to go ahead and get that home. Let's go.
Company, they stand by their loyalty. CTCME Mortgage Company, you can trust their honesty. Make the call today. There's no extra fees to pay. there's no need to wait. Financial payment plan. Kurt McRae is your man. CTCME Mortgage Company. CTCME Mortgage Company. CTCME Mortgage Company.
CTCME Mortgage Company. Make sure you check out Kurt McRae right there at ctcmemortgage.com, or give Kurt McRae a call today. Call or text at 346-527-7564, 346-527-7564. Really appreciate Kurt McRae, CTCME Mortgage, for being one of our outstanding sponsors here on the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show. Truly appreciate you. And yes, we're going to call, go ahead and feel free to give us a call here at 516-418-5572, 516-418-5572. Yes, and there's a lot going on in the sports world. And again, just to clear that up so that people understand, Imani Khalif, the Algerian boxer, is indeed a female. This is not a transgender case. Always make sure you check into stuff like that. And you got to make sure you do that because you might mix up the facts. It was easy in this case to mix it up because most people thought and assumed this was a transgender case. And they just went off. And it wasn't that, Imani Khalif is indeed a female. It was confirmed. Don't jump to conclusions. Check into the facts. And in the NFL, there's a lot of great things happening. Let me talk about the Hall of Fame. That's right. Defensive ends, Dwight Freeney and Julius Peppers are in. Linebackers, Randy Gadashar and Patrick Willis. And receivers, Devin Hester and Andre Johnson. And defensive tackles, Steve McMichael. All are getting their bus. All now going to be Hall of Famers this weekend. Let's go ahead and give them all a round of applause. Definitely, that is well deserved. I'm excited for all of them. And the person who I would say is most, overdue was Devin Hester. Devin Hester, in my opinion, I've had the pleasure of meeting him. He deserved to be in there. I felt years ago the number one special teams player ever, in my opinion. Is awesome for him to get enshrined. It is fantastic. I just think that is so cool that he gets his gold jacket. Well deserved. Big compliment. I would not put it out of the reach of me covering the NFL Hall of Fame maybe in the future. The only thing I would have to do is make sure, the conflict, it's not really a conflict, but as soon as I come back from the Baseball Hall of Fame, I'd have to pretty much go right back out for the NFL Hall of Fame because they're not too far apart as far as when one ends and one goes ahead to get started. Something that might happen in the future, but I'll keep you guys up to date for that. I'll let you know. But yes, another great thing about the Hall of Fame is that guys, they get real nervous about their speeches. And in my opinion, you don't really need to. Just relax, say what's on your mind, thank the people that helped you, give a word of encouragement, or words of encouragement, be engaging, be yourself, don't rush, make an outstanding speech, and bring it on home. And there you go. You don't have to worry about it too much. But yes, that's going to be awesome. And,
In the NFL news, I really think one of the biggest mistakes that the Raiders did was mock, Patrick Mahomes. Yes, it's fun. That's type of stuff with the Kermit. I would have liked the Raiders to have kept that in the locker room, not bring that out on public. Because you know what that's going to happen. When Patrick Mahomes gets to play you, he is going to look to demolish you. You're going to get the very best version of Patrick Mahomes now because you did what you did. You motivated him. Yes, it was, funny, but it's old now. The guy has, he has his voice is his voice. Just like some of us, like maybe myself, wish we was taller. Some people wish they were a little shorter. Some people wish they had more curves. Females, whatever it is. I think you can make a joke about it a couple times, but you got to move on. You can't sit there and harp on somebody's what you would consider physical deficiency. Like, all right, let's move on, guys. He's been in the league for many, many years. We all know how he talks. Hey, it is what it is. It's to me, it's not even really a joke anymore because it's already been said already so many times. If you're going to do something like that, you should have kept it, I feel, in the locker room because you're going to pay the price. When you play Patrick Mahomes, you the Raiders, you're not on his level. The team is on his level, and he's going to show you why. So get ready for that beat down because you did what you did. This is what guys like Patrick Mahomes use as motivation. Yes, he gave a very short and brief response, but that's what's going to happen next. You're going to get it. You're going to pay the price for that joke. I don't think that was a wise thing. So we'll see what happens. And I have to say the Bucks look really great. I went to training camp. I really feel as if Baker's, that he looks happier. He definitely looks happier. Now he got his deal, not as stressed. And I feel as if they have big things happening with the Bucks. I hope that, Mike Evans can preserve some of his energy, but make sure he makes those big catches because this is, his last couple of years, last couple of rodeos, how we remember him. He's a surefire. He'll be in this Hall of Fame class when his time is up. My man is headed to he's headed to the Hall of Fame. First ballot, Mike Evans. I'm glad that he's going to finish his career with the Bucks. I'm glad he signed that deal, but yeah, I definitely props to him. And let me talk a little bit about the UFL. I would be remiss if I did not bring this up and talk about this. Let me go ahead and go into it. For those who don't know or haven't read the story, but it's already, this disclaimer, this story has already been going around in UFL groups. I've seen it on my news feed several times. It is not a story that I created, but I am going to address. I have to address this. Another thing I want to make sure I let you guys know. I am a big-time supporter of the UFL. In fact, I've been supporting the league, Danny Garcia, The Rock, Jerry Cardinale, when they first started with the XFL. I literally was at the first press conference for the XFL. That's when me and Danny Garcia met, and I was able to ask her the question. You can check out my YouTube page, Alan Alfred, to see for yourself. So this topic kind of frustrates me, but I have to talk about it. For those who don't know, The Rock had a U.S. Army deal, was allegedly for $11 million. And the end game for the U.S. Army was to get more recruits, to get more recruits. They paid $11 million, to make a long story short, to The Rock. One of the parts of the agreement was The Rock was supposed to put up just five U.S. Army posts within 4 months. I checked out the timeline of 4 months. In the 4 months, I researched it. The first month, he put up 2, and that was it. No posts after the 2. Those both posts were awesome posts for the U.S. Army. Fantastic advertisement. My thoughts on this are this. I'm going to talk about the U.S. Army first because it's two sides, and then I'm going to talk about The Rock. First and foremost, I think the U.S. Army made a mistake thinking that if you invest $11 million, you're going to increase recruits because of this marketing strategy. See right there? That's a marketing degree from the University of South Florida. Not only that, I have 30 years in sales experience. I can tell you first and foremost, investing that type of money with the end game, getting a bunch of U.S. Army recruits was not going to happen. Meaning, that's not the right marketing strategy. That's just not. I know you see somebody who's on TV, movies, and they have, 396 million followers. I won't go into my thoughts on that, but I will say, even if you get those posts published, typically the person who you have to look at who follows The Rock. Those are usually people who aspire to be like The Rock, who want to be movie star, who want to be an action star, who want to be a wrestler. Typically, that's not the clientele that's going to, look at The Rock, see an ad, and then say, hey, I'm going to join the Army because I just saw this. That's typically not how you want to market. I will tell you, if you want to know the strategy, the smart strategy, you'd have to contact me on that. But, so I do feel as if the Army was at fault in the regard they had some high hopes, but they did not use a very effective marketing strategy. That's their fault. However, if you have a contract to put up 5 posts in 4 months, it's unacceptable for you not to put up 5 posts in 4 months, especially when you have a social media team. Tell them, make sure you guys make this a priority and put up their 5 posts. If it was me, I would have told them put up 8 posts in 4 months, which is 2 per month. And actually, by doing nice posts for the U.S. Army, indirectly, the UFL and The Rock would have looked great doing that. So not only would you have made them happy, you would have also kind of cross-promoted the league, the UFL, and yourself. Not in a bad way, but by putting up those posts, it would have been basically a win-win all the way around. But by not doing it, regardless of what, you breached the contract. And yes, I researched it. It was indeed correct. It was only 2 posts in April. In fact, the first post that he put up, I was actually standing right in front of him. The professional camera guy was right next to me, and we were basically taking the same shots, with the guy, he had the arm over them, taking a shot. Then he took a couple of others, but I was right there, literally standing right there. That was opening day, game 1 of the UFL. The reason why that I bring this up is because the guy who's really markets the heck out of UFL, it hurts my heart, and it really disappointed me that the league is getting this bad publicity. It's bad publicity. It doesn't look good. And not only does it not look good, it hurts the chances of you getting other potential sponsors. Because they're like, hey, if they paid you $11 million, the U.S. Army, you didn't even fulfill their agreement. What are you going to do with me, who probably is not going to give you $11 million? It's not a good look. It's not a good look. It was frustrating. And I know Danny Garcia, bless her heart, the chair, she would have put up those posts. You have to make sure when you're doing business, folks, with someone that you follow through on your end of the deal, because these things do come to public and light, regardless of how big you are, how famous you are. People are not just giving you, like I told people before, when it comes to even sponsors for our show. People do not just give you sponsorship money just to give you sponsorship money. They don't just particularly give you sponsorship money for clout. Some do, but it's usually something else they want in return. So you got to keep that in mind. You have to hold your end of the bargain. I definitely do think The Rock dropped the ball on this. I hope they work something out, the U.S. Army. I just feel as if now on the U.S. Army part, the other thing I would say is the U.S. Army did not do a great job marketing also. They did not make it clear that your intention of all this was to get recruits. See, sometimes when you advertise and you just advertise to get your name out there, get known, get recognized, show that you are partnership with the UFL and so on and so forth, you didn't make it clear that you had another alternative of an end game to get recruits, because the way I watched it, somebody who covered the league, it wasn't clear that your goal was to recruit. So you should have thought about another way of marketing the Army if that was your end game. So I do think there's fault on both sides, but definitely it's going to fall in a rock because he breached the contract. From what I saw, unless there's something else that they're not saying, but what I saw, there was only 2 posts out of 5. And I hope they get this resolved quickly, because it just doesn't look good on the UFL. And having said that, thing that I'm going to talk about is make sure you take care of your sponsors. Make sure you make them happy beyond happy, because you want them to go ahead and spread good cheer about the league. I hope they get this resolved, but great thing about the UFL is it is bringing a lot of talent to the Yep. So we're going to do that right now. All right. So we're going to play the next song here. Sam Scola song again, the sports theme song. We do that for you right now here on the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show. right, we're back here at the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show. Always great things. Definitely. As I was saying here with the UFL, I do think this time around things are going to be different, and I do feel as if the selection of players that got chosen to go to NFL camps will indeed make some additional roster spots. I do feel as if that will happen this time around, whereas last time with the XFL, a couple of the kickers made it. I do feel as if there's going to be kickers and then some. I do feel very positive about the guys that are coming up. I mean, you had Hakeem Butler, you had Adrian Martinez, you had the kickers there, Jake Bates. I mean, it's going to be, I feel as if very, very positive. Jordan Thomas, some of these guys actually did already have NFL experience. So, Sal Cannella, the list goes on and on and on. So, yes, I do feel as if there's going to be more guys that's going to make the roster this time around. I'm praying that it happens because these guys deserve it. And again, what I was talking about The Rock, that's why I was so like, oh, man, you got to make sure you take care of your sponsors. You got to make sure they're happy because you want them to bring on other sponsors and you want them to kind of renew with you. You want a relationship. You can't just breach contract. They pay you for 5 posts. You got to put up 5. In fact, you should put up more just to make sure they see that you put in extra work. You did the best you can. So if the result doesn't fan out to be what they wanted, at least they can't say it was on you. You've done 5. Let's say you put up 7. I would have put up 8 just to be sure. In 4 months, I would have had my marketing team make sure you do this. And then you can, like I was saying, you could cross-promote, meaning you promote the Army, but you could put up a post that had, the patch of the UFL, the patch of, the players, something. You would have been able to, it would have gotten the UFL plugged in there too, as well as The Rock. I wish it was handled better, but that's because I'm passionate about the UFL making it, doing well. Hope that this gets resolved quickly and it doesn't do too much damage. But yes, it's been circling around the internet. It's not me. It's been circling around. So it's not a good look on it, UFL. I hope that it gets resolved quickly. Having said that, we're going to go ahead and shift gears and talk some baseball. That's right, we're going to talk some baseball. And one thing that did go, semi-viral, I would say, was the post that I put up when we go to Cooperstown, and I did say a pro tip is make sure you go ahead and keep your eyes open anytime you go to Cooperstown, the entire time. When I say eyes open, even before you get off the plane, while you're on the plane, look around, because that's happened to me where Hall of Famers was on the same flight. Definitely the airport, going out to eat, going to the Hall of Fame, walking around this, Cooperstown. Keep your eyes open because there will be players, former, current, family, somebody you're going to run into more than likely. Cooperstown is not a big city, so there's only so many places you could be, and that means the probability you run into someone is much higher. It's not like Miami, it's not like New York City, where you could be a lot of different places. It's not that vast. It's actually a small town, and to get out, there's a lot of curving, winding roads, and it's kind of like, I almost look at it as being like an island by itself in a way, with a bunch of winding roads leading up to it. And once you're there, there's a lot of things to do there, but there's not too many places you can go around. So keep your eyes open. And I'm going to talk some more baseball news, but before I do that, in order for you to go ahead to go to Cooperstown, you got to travel. You got to make it happen. You got to get there. You got to travel. And there's no better place to help you with your travel than Pushpin Adventures. Pushpin Adventures. Whether you do a destination wedding, international travel, domestic travel, wedding, you are looking Excuse me. Yes, Pushpin Adventures can help you. They can do a lot for you. Make sure you check them out, Pushpin Adventures, and Pushpin Adventures can help you. Pushpin Adventures can help you. They sure can. If you want a destination wedding, cruise, you want to take an international travel, you want to go ahead and take a group trip, executive trip, theme trip, want to go to Costa Rica and go ahead and surf with athletes, Pushpin Adventures can help you. That's right. Make sure you check out Pushpin Adventures by just go ahead and visiting pushpinadventures.com. pushpinadventures.com/Virgin. Make sure you call Monique 626-838-1006. 626-838-1006. Let's go ahead and play the Pushpin Adventures song by Sam Scola. Check them out, pushpinadventures.com, pushpinadventures.com, or give Monique a call, 626-838-1006, 626-838-1006. Really appreciate Pushpin Adventures for being one of our outstanding sponsors. Thank you so much, Pushpin Adventures, for all that you do. Really appreciate you. So what we're going to do is bring on another fantastic caller here on the Alan Alfred Sports Talk Show. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate your support. Let's go ahead and bring him on. Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing excellent. Thank you for asking. Really appreciate you giving us a call in today. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Alan Alfred Sports Talk Show. How you been, Diane?
Good. How are you?
Good. Fantastic. Oh, great. So, yeah, your football season's about to kick off real soon.
Really? When?
Well, the preseason games for at least the Bucks supposed to start next Saturday, so it's starting soon. They're in training camp. Day 5 in most places, could be 6 depending on where they started. But yeah, it's starting to get cooked and it's starting to heat up. And Josh Allen, he's gonna be the man, right?
Yes.
That's awesome. So definitely, I heard you've been getting a lot of rain where you're at.
Oh, yeah, earlier it was raining and thundering.
Oh, wow. Well, hope you guys do definitely are being safe. You enjoying the Olympics? All right, that's good. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a great Olympics, and I think the Bills are gonna have a very good year this year. I really do. I just love Josh Allen. Seems like he's a lot looser this training camp. He's having fun, and that's usually a good thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so it's gonna be awesome. And any big plans for you this weekend?
I'm going to Dinger and Princess tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's good to hear. You're gonna have a great weekend then.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. So it's great that you definitely doing big things there. You're gonna have a big show tomorrow too.
Yeah.
So, any plans for tomorrow's show for you?
I'm planning on calling again.
There you go. That's awesome. In fact, let me let the listening audience know it's Lou at the Enhanced Sports Show between 4 and 6 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time Zone tomorrow. He's also on YouTube, the Enhanced Sports Show. Make sure you call in 512-543-4662, 512-543-4662, between 4 and 6 p.m. So, yes, everything is looking great. I really appreciate you. Anything else you want to say to the great listening audience out there?
Hello, everyone, and the great listening audience. Don't forget to call the Lou Show tomorrow.
There you go. 512.
Are you going to call in, Alan?
Yes, I am. That's right. Yes, I am. I'm going to be calling it tomorrow, too. Support Lou, 512-543-4662. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yep, looking forward to it. I appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
You have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy it. I know you got company coming over. You'll be spending time with them. You enjoy that weekend.
I know I have company coming over.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Company. No.
Okay, let me just check.
Enjoy your weekend too, Alan.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely will. I appreciate you letting me know that. And, yep, you take care of yourself.
You too.
All right. Thank you. So,
you're welcome.
Appreciate you. So, thank you. Thank you so much.
Too.
Thank you. Take care.
You too.
So, yes, that's why it's great that you got great fans. To let you know the audio wasn't working on the YouTube. I think it should be on now. But that's the great thing about having great fans. I appreciate you guys, Yusuf, Arline, and, for those who missed that talk earlier about The Rock and the UFL, yes, I definitely do think The Rock did drop the ball in this. And this is somebody who supports the UFL, supports the league. I want it to thrive. I really do. I think the UFL is needed because it's needed in so many ways, and I really didn't believe it until I actually was on the field and saw it. Why the football needs a UFL is because it gives opportunities to players who may have been in the NFL, maybe got hurt or injured or got cut, maybe somebody wants to make it. It gives you kind of like a minor league, system, but it gives you great exposure. And it's great competitive football. And also, when the NFL season ends, if you love football, there is a lull. It's like a crash almost. the fact that you have an opportunity to get the spring football that's very competitive, very entertaining, is a great market, and I want it to succeed. In order for it to succeed, you need fans, sponsors, you need everybody to pour into the league. And if you see the NFL actually this year is they have taken or took in some of the UFL rules. You're going to notice the kickoffs are going to be different this year. That's from the XFL, UFL. They verbatim took it. Not only that, they're looking to take that 1st and 15 where you start at the 25-yard line in lieu of the onside kick. So you see it that they kind of trying out some of these rules with the UFL, see how it goes, and then they're incorporating with the NFL. So yes, it is something that I do think is really needed in the fans, and when you get like bad publicity, it's never a good thing. So I hope it gets resolved. You know, if they pay you for 5 posts in 4 months, put up 5 posts in 4 months, please. So that is what I have to say on that. Definitely Yusuf Airline. My man really promotes and helps out the league as a fan. Yes, you got if the U.S. Army pays you $11 million to put up 5 social media posts in 4 months, you have to put up 5 UFL posts. You have to put up 5 U.S. Army posts in the time frame. You signed a contract. That's not unreasonable. You know, it's tell your social media team to do it. You know, it's unacceptable because you have a team. Like with me, if I got to put up social media content, I have to actually do it myself because I don't have a social media team. It's easy when you tell a team that's working for you, hey guys, it's a priority. Make sure you put up those 5 posts. In fact, put up 6 or 7 just to make sure within 4 months. That's it. And not only that, you could have cross-promoted the league, meaning you could have put up the Army and said, you know, put some of the guys with the jerseys on, and it would have shown that they're from the UFL. So you would have actually kind of cross-promoted yourself to the UFL as well as the Rock. I just think it's just bad publicity that could have easily been avoided. You know, and I checked into it. There, yes, the Rock only had 2 posts up there out of. If you look at it, the first post was I was literally right next to the Rock, and I took the same pictures that the professional cameraman took that they took because his social media team was on the field, and I was standing right next to them, and I saw the picture. I was taking the exact same pictures. And that was game 1 of the UFL. And the other post was, you know, I wasn't at that, but he came to the U.S. Army headquarters, and they did the other post, and that was it. That was in April. One was the first game, and just about a couple weeks later was the second post, and that was it. So that's not worth the $11 million. Sorry. Sorry. But I hope they resolve it, and I just hope that this bad publicity goes away. We will see, though. And I wanted to talk about the Tampa Bay Rays. I wanted to talk about the stadium that is going to be built. It is now official that they approved it. Before it was a lot of back and forth. But this week, yes, I did see it. It has been officially approved, which means that they are going to go forward with the stadium, the new stadium, in 2028. That is pretty much a signed, sealed, and delivered. They haven't started breaking ground or anything like that. It's not done yet, and it won't happen until 2028. But God willing, we'll all be here in 2028 and many, many, many moons and years past that. You know, I wish I could say infinity, but they will have a new stadium. My thoughts on it is I don't see how this really is going to help attendance. One of the biggest issues was the fact that it was in St. Pete, that people didn't want to drive all the way to St. Pete to get to it. All you've done is made it 10 minutes closer. You moved it downtown. That's all, 10, 15 minutes closer. It's still in St. Pete. I think it's going to be a beautiful stadium. It looks nice, but it's not even going to be retractable. I just don't see, besides a new stadium and the Rays maybe not leaving, where the big benefit is. I just don't see it, because I just don't see where the foundation of why you would want a new stadium is. The need of that is not really being met. I felt as if the best place for the stadium was somewhere in Ybor City, somewhere in Tampa, where people could get to it. I think that would have been cool, because then it really would have been actually the Tampa Bay Rays. Yes, I agree. I totally agree. The stadium should be in Tampa, and I agree. It should be in Tampa. It should be. That's the part that's kind of like baffling, is that you did all of this work. You did all of this negotiation and planning, and you're not solving the elephant in the room that people wanted it in a different location. You just move it 10 minutes closer in St. Pete, and you're moving it downtown, which is even actually debatable if it's easier to get to. At least where it is now in St. Pete, in my view, who've been there a lot of times, it's actually, the driving of it is actually, to me, not that bad. But let's say you get to near the stadium, at least there's plenty of parking around the area, and at least there's a lot of wide streets where you could get to it, I think, kind of easily. If you put it downtown, it's going to be more congested, and you're not really solving the elephant in the room. It says Tampa Bay Rays. It's not really in Tampa Bay. It's not even really. It's not in Tampa Bay. It's in St. Petersburg. Yes, and that's right. I agree. Parking is horrible in downtown St. Pete. It is. It is. You're making it, to me, even worse logistically than it would be if you have it in Tampa. And I was all for it being in Tampa, but lo and behold, they had their heart set on a new stadium. And even the stadium is kind of suspect. It's a smaller stadium than what's going to be built now. It's not retractable, so it's not going to be something that's, like state of the art. I mean, it looks cool, like the way they designed it. But I just don't see. I think it'll be a fad, meaning people will come down to see it. I think the first year or two it'll be popping. But I say after year 2, it's going to start to drop real off. In fact, I would say even after the first year and a half, I can see it really fading off, because it's not retractable. It's not really something that's state of the art. I know they had a budget to work in. I get it. But, man, if you would have moved it to Tampa, it would have been so much better. And it really would have been the Tampa Bay Rays. Right now, you should change the name to St. Pete Rays. It's in St. Pete. It's legitimately in St. Pete. And it's, when I say it's in St. Pete, it's a good drive to Tampa. So I just don't understand it. Now, someone did say a good point on a positive, that it's better than the team moving. I agree with that. It is better than you losing a team. That's for sure. And that's for somebody who's lost a team, the Orlando Guardians. Yes, that is better. But it's like, okay, you went up a tick. You didn't really, you got the first base. You got a single. That's what you did. You didn't score. You didn't get a double. You definitely get a triple. And you definitely hit a home run or grand slam. So you got a single, maybe a double if you want to look at it. But you still did score. I'm definitely going to go down there, going to support the Rays. So that's not going to change. But I just wish you would have addressed the elephant in the room, because that's what people have been complaining about for years, and you just moved it downtown. I mean, just don't. And it's a small ballpark. I mean, it's not that. I'm not trying to hate on it. It's just, I actually like the Rays Stadium. Believe it or not, I like the Rays Stadium. I know that people, I think it's a nice little stadium. It doesn't look great on TV, but actually going there and seeing it, it's actually a nice stadium. It has some personality to it. Parking to get to it is not bad. I like it. And if you're gonna replace it, I feel like you better upgrade. They let me see here what shows. They could have molded the stadium after Marlin Stadium, which is a nice stadium. That's in downtown, and changed the name. Yeah, I agree with that too. You know, I just feel like they could have brainstormed some other ideas that would have really made it better. And I just think it's just going to be more of the same, except it'll be a brand new stadium. And 2028, we'll see. But it's disappointing. It is disappointing. I know Evan Longoria did a really nice skit for it, so I'm not hating on it, but it's just, man, I just think with that type of money, that type of resources, I would have thought it would have had a better result, but it is what it is. I hope I'm wrong. I don't think so because, hey, you're doing more of the same, but it's going to be a new stadium, brand new. And the stadium, to me, doesn't look that bad. It really doesn't. Even from the outside. I mean, it could use some painting, a little bit of painting, a little touch-up, a little, but I don't think you even need to do a full remodeling. Just do some, some painting, some elbow grease, and that will be suffice. It looks nice to me. But, yeah, so we'll see. And, will this solve the issue of fan attendance? That's one of the questions. No. I think the first year or two is going to be busy, but it's gonna tail off. Once people see the stadium, it's going to tail off. Is this a better move than a Rays relocating? Yes, it is. It is a better move than relocating. So that is a silver lining right there. So we shall see. And we shall see. And the reason why I'm saying this, again, because I'm passionate about the Rays doing well. The Rays are my second favorite team. My favorite baseball team is the Yankees. So I'm saying this as a person who wants the Rays to do well and who wants them to strive. I do think they are a team that in a league that, for a small payroll, I don't think they get the credit they deserve, because for them to made it to the postseason as much as they have with that small a budget, that's remarkable. They almost won a World Series. They came very close. And I know because I was there, but it didn't happen. It wasn't meant to be. Maybe with the new stadium, they'll get a World Series. So we'll see. But yes, I definitely want the Rays to thrive and do well. And we'll see. So I'm saying this as a person who actually wants the Rays to do well. And one thing you guys should do if you are going to go to the Rays Stadium before they close up shop is go ahead and spend a day, splurge a bit and stay in one of the suites. I have done that numerous times. It is awesome. All you can eat in the suite. I like it better when you're in the suite than you are on the field, because if you're on the field where it's located, if you're not paying attention, yes, a baseball can hit you. If you do the suite that's up more, a ball can go there. It's highly unlikely, but it's not impossible. You are much more safer in that other suite, which is the one I like to go into, suites number 40, 41, or all the way down. Check it out. All you can eat food. That is a good question. How much are the suites? I'm going to check it out, get the up-to-date pricing on it, and let you guys know. But it is awesome. You get all you can eat food, drinks. It is quite an experience. It is awesome. I will check the most up-to-date price on the suites and let you guys know on the next show. So I don't want to misquote it, but I will definitely let you know that. Check it out. It's awesome, though. And you can get the one on the field. I'm actually going to show you guys both prices, what it is on the field, where, you do want to kind of keep your eyes open a little bit because you are susceptible to getting hit. Still, it's going to take kind of a quirky shot to hit you, but definitely on the field where all you can eat, where you can sit right on the field, you can get hit. where the other suite is up where I sit at, it's less probable. Not impossible, but I would say maybe 1 or 2%. Down by the field, I would say you got about a 15-20% chance of getting hit. You know, it's still going to take a kind of a sweeping ball, but you are in the line of pass. So I would say about 20% is your chance of getting hit there. So that's just my observation on it. And we're going to switch gears a little bit and talk a little boxing here. Guess who's back in action? It's going to be none other than Terrence Bud Crawford. He's going to be back in action this weekend. And it's nice that he's moving on. He moved up to weight. That is different. He's going to be not at 147, 154. So you can even see that he looks a little bigger because he had to gain a bit more weight, you know, from 147 to get to the 154. Even his opponent does look bigger too. So this is the reason why weight class are in boxing for a reason. Just go to one weight class, I could see the difference in his body, and I could see the difference in his opponent's body. Like, yeah, he's a little bit more girth to it. So no, definitely Crawford is a fine-tuned athlete. He's in great shape, but he did have to put on a little bit more muscle, which makes him look a little bigger because it's 154. I can't bet against Crawford. He's just too gifted, too skilled. I saw a video of him teaching, you know, Ali Walsh, the grandson of Muhammad Ali, and I thought it was really cool. You know, I even put a comment. I had over 700 likes on that comment. All I said was iron sharpens iron. Iron sharpens iron, which is a shorter version of iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. What basically means is that, you know, when you have two men and they're working together, one man can help out another man, and that's the cool thing. And it got over 700 likes on it, which is really cool. I wasn't expecting it to go viral with just a little comment. Even, you know, Nico Ali Walsh did like it too. So, yeah, because I believe in that quote, iron sharpens iron, being one man can help another man out. And it was cool that Terrence Bud Crawford was willing to show and give a little training session to Nico Ali Walsh. You know, a lot of guys in professional boxing don't like to do that because they're not so far apart in weight now that Crawford has went up and Nico Ali could actually lose some weight where they couldn't be in the same class where they could fight each other. It was really cool that Terrence Bud Crawford was willing to share his information. And he was showing them, you know, what you try to throw a good jab, and it was great. It was great. And Terrence Bud Crawford to me is the best pound-for-pound fighter. I think Usyk is a very, very, very close second, and either way is a close third. They're all 1, 2, 3 right next to each other, but Crawford is the man right now, and I can't bet against him. And there's a question here, do you think Tyson will fight Jake Paul? I do think they will fight each other as long as Mike Tyson gets the medical clearance to do it, meaning I know he had a pain in his ulcer while he had to back out. I don't think Tyson would ever back out of a fight if it wasn't something serious, but I do think they will fight, but you're fighting a guy that's in his 60s. So him pulling a muscle or having ulcer pain, that comes unfortunately with the territory when you're 60 years old. I'm not too far away from there, you know, but I'm not there, but I know my body is, I'm old enough to know my body is not the same as it was when I was 21 or 30. And having said that, when you get up there in age, these are the things that happen. You get delays because something pulls or something hurts. So I do think they will fight each other eventually. I definitely do think Tyson is taking the fight seriously. He's not taking Jake Paul for granted. That's props to Jake Paul, because Jake Paul is actually getting better and better every fight. I don't care what anyone says. The YouTuber and stuff like that was when he first started. He he took a few pages out of Floyd Money Mayweather's book. And what I mean by that is he understands that he can't lose. And two, he talks a lot of junk, but he does put the work in the gym. He does put the work in to get better. And he's getting trained in Miami. Those guys can fight. If you watch Jake Paul, you can see that he's getting better and better. Meaning, I know a beginner boxer won't beat Jake Paul. Even if you're a beginner professional boxer, you won't come in the ring and beat Jake Paul. You have to be a guy that actually does have a lot of boxing skills to beat him. And you have to be a good technical boxer. If you're a very good technical boxer, yes, I do think you could probably get a decision against Jake, but also you could get knocked out by Jake too. Like, he's not going to be easy out. And Mike Tyson understands that, because you could tell in his interviews that Mike Tyson been given that he's like, you know what? He's giving Jake Paul a lot of credit and respect. Like, I can't take him for granted. Even he literally said that. I can't take Jake Paul for granted because he's been active. He's putting in work. He's strong. He's younger than me. And I know that I've probably got the years on him. I got the experience, but I know how boxing works. Anything can happen in that ring, and I can't take it for granted. And Mike Tyson's not taking it for granted. So if that fight does go on, Mike is going to be locked, loaded, and ready to go, because he's not looking past Jake Paul. And he's not looking at him like some of these other people, like, he's a bum. No, he's taking him serious. So I hope they do fight. But it would be interesting to see how it turns out, because Mike did bring up a great point. I haven't been in a ring for a long time, and this guy's been active, and he's putting in work, and he's younger than me, So I do think that fight will happen, and hopefully it happens sooner than later. I do have Crawford winning tomorrow, and I guess I hope Crawford continues to do his thing and actually claims the belt in the 154 division and be the first time that's undisputed in all three divisions, because he's that great. He's a sensational boxer. And I right now have him pass Floyd as far as the credit that I feel as if Terrence deserves, because Terrence fights real fighters, and he's not just doing stuff for money. He wants to be known as a great boxer and doing things that haven't been done. So props to Terrence Crawford. I hope he gets his win. I think he will get his win this weekend. And it's going to be great. It's going to be great to see him in the ring. I definitely do think, what I should do is, Yusuf Arlan had a request that I interview Terrell Buckley. I do think it's the time for me to go ahead and get Terrell Buckley, Coach Buckley, back on him and interview him, see what he's up to. I do follow Coach Buckley. I know that he had a couple of golfing events for his foundation that went really well. But I was a little bit like, I don't know if I would reach out to him during the UFL season, because I know that it may have been a conflict with me interviewing him, and he's not part of the UFL. And I just felt like maybe I should have waited till the season was over, because I just didn't want the UFL to get the wrong impression of me interviewing him. He's not part of the UFL right now, and which is unfortunate. It really was. I do think Terrell Buckley, Coach Buckley, deserves his get back. He had a poor season, but I think he learned a lot that season. I think the next season would have been a lot better, but he didn't get that opportunity. So I would like, now that this first season's out of the way, I would love to hear what he's up to as far as coaching-wise and things like that. I follow him, so I feel like I kind of know what he's up to, but I would like to see where his mind is at as far as him, the way he looks at the UFL now. Does he have an interest in coming into the UFL if opportunity presents itself? That's another thing, too, is that the UFL players and coaches only have a one-year term now. So when the year is up, they have to re-sign a new contract. And it's not guaranteed that you will be back, whether you're a coach or a player, because it's a one-year deal that you get. When that year expires, that's it. You have to, the UFL has to approach you with a contract for you to get to come back. I have to say this much. Covering football, especially spring football, it is doggy dog. I mean, it is doggy dog. It is cutthroat. In fact, I'm not going to mention the name, but it's already been announced somebody who did outstanding work for the XFL and UFL, who was one of their social media, managers who put up a lot of their content, unfortunately is not going to come back next year. They have already said it, and I even liked their post, and I even said the UFL is going to miss you because they did outstanding work with their social media. And I know the show goes on, they have new people in place, but it just, man, it was great what work they were doing. In fact, let me pull up some things here. Let me pull that up. Yeah, so let me just pull this up here. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so they have already lost somebody from the UFL who, that person did say they've got a bigger opportunity. They didn't say what it was. They said it's going to be announced soon, but they basically have got something else lined up. And it was tough for them to leave the UFL too, but they were outstanding. And, when it comes to the UFL, you guys need to show up. And here's some scenes from some of the showcases. You guys got to show up to the showcase if you want to chase your dream, because this is where it's at. So we're getting close to the next showcase here. These showcases come up quick. Let me just see here if there's any more details on it. But yeah, I want to see Terrell Buckley get his opportunity back. I want to see him get his get back. And yeah, so here we go, the showcases. Yes, the next showcase is actually going to be in my neck of the woods. It's going to be Orlando, September 29th. And then the last one is in San Diego, October 20th. So September 29th is the last Orlando showcase. The other ones have passed already. Wow. It's showing up. There's only 2 left. Celebration High School, I actually covered that when it was here. I will more than likely be there again. In fact, I should let them know that I'm planning on showing up for that. But, yeah. Yeah, so it's coming up quick, guys. You gotta show up to the showcase. And it's, again, Sunday, September 29th, UFL Showcase, Orlando, Celebration High School. That's exactly where it was for the XFL. I will more than likely cover that. Register for the showcase. Show them what you could do. And it shows you here, it starts at 7 o'clock to 11:30 for the defensive players. Offensive session is from 12 to 5. There is a cost. Basic player registration is $265. This includes the player registration, and then you can pay a little more. Registration and video package for $395. This fee includes player registration, UFL Gold Band video. This is your showcase player performance video, $395. So if you want to chase your dream, the only way you can do that is if you show up. So we'll see. I will cover that. It's going to be awesome. And check it out. Check it out at theufl.com. theufl.com. And with that being said, let me show you some more pictures there. That's awesome. Yep. It's going to be great. So check it out, theufl.com. So I'm going to just make sure, let me just see something here. Yep. Yeah, so it's going to be awesome. And then let me go ahead and talk about our wonderful sponsor here. Let me bring that up here. Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce. Let me make sure I go ahead and let you guys know. You got to make sure you support Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce. So delicious and addicting. You may need a support group. Make sure you go check out Chef G's right there at flbbqsauce.com. It's flbbqsauce.com. Or you can visit them right there in Tampa, 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. He's got a great showcase there. You can pick up 81 of those 4 great flavors you see at the top. Honey mustard, fusion, heat wave, and classic. You can also pick up the Florida sand and the rub right below it. Those are available as well. His food is delicious. His sauce is delicious. Check it out there. So without further ado, I'm going to play the Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce song, sang by Sam Scola Songs. Let me play that for you right now here on the Alan Alfred Sports Talk Show.
Comes in full variety, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce, a natural flavor. Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce, Florida Gold Honey Mustard on burgers and ribs, tasty fusion on pork and sausage, a classic taste for chicken steak tips, a hot heat wave on meatballs and ham. It's a cookout treat. Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce, serve on fish and vegetables. Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce.
Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce, so delicious and addicting. You may need a support group. Make sure you visit them right there at 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida, or visit them at flbbqsauce.com. It's flbbqsauce.com. Yes, it says hopefully the UFL brings the team back to I-4 quarter, especially with those showcase attracting players. Yeah, I hope so too. I do feel as if the UFL does need to bring a team in the Tampa or Orlando area. I really do miss the team. I think it'll be fantastic. I think with the right place and the right support, it should work. There's a lot of people in Tampa. There's a lot of people in Orlando. Just got to get guys coming out to the game more. I do miss the team. That's why I was kind of like frustrated when I saw that thing about The Rock who only put up 2 posts when they paid you $11 million for 5 and 4 months. I just don't get it. Why you would not satisfy that contract. I just don't get it. So it's just the biggest thing to me is the money is one thing, but it's just the damage to the look of the league is the other thing. And especially being at, the Army, they got a lot of publicity. At the UFL Championship, for those who don't know, Tom Brady was outside. They had a big, if you can imagine kind of like a mini showcase that was outside that had, you could climb rock climbing. They had, you could do pull-ups, and they had a whole workout thing. It took literally about a third of the block, and it was closed off, and Tom Brady was there hanging out with them, and they was even doing some of the broadcasts outside with him. One of the fans even told me they tried to get his autograph out there, and he just darted right off. He wouldn't, with the common folks, he wouldn't do it. But the good news is, for those who don't know, the UFL has signed a contract for Fox to cover the UFL, which is who Tom Brady is now contracted with. So when he starts doing his in-booth stuff, which he should be starting the NFL this year, he's also going to have to do the UFL in the booth too. So just reason why I say that is because you expect to see more of Tom Brady throughout the UFL season. Even if it's not the UFL championship, you will see him popping up to games because he's on the Fox network. He has to be in the booth. And in order for you to do that, you got to be on the field. They sign a contract with you. So expect to see Tom a lot more throughout the UFL. For those who really want to beat Tom, definitely look out for him because he's part of the network. So I hope they do bring a team here to Tampa, Florida area. I do agree with them, though, not to bring it in the second year. I do think if they would have added more teams for the second year, I wouldn't agree with that because you need to get the league off the ground first, I believe, before you start adding new teams. Yes, I do want them to add teams, but I also want this league to grow first. And in order for you to grow, you need to do that first before you start expanding. I know everybody wants to hey, put one here, but the league got to get off the ground first. And I think they did a great job this first year, particularly with the viewership on the network and, of course, the St. Louis Battlehawks. One way the Rock can make up for the St. Louis Battlehawks is to actually show up. A lot of the fans are starting to get disingenuous because it's no secret that the Battlehawks draw the best in the UFL. The reason why the fans are starting to get a little bit disingenuous is because they feel as if Rock has not actually physically came up there to kind of make a cameo appearance like Danny Garcia has been doing. And yeah, I mean, you get 30-plus thousand fans. Yeah, I agree with that. You should show up and make an appearance. Danny has several times, but for those who don't know, Danny is the chairwoman, meaning she is more of the face of the league than The Rock. That's just the way it is. And it shows here, I prefer Tampa than Orlando. Than Orlando. I-4 construction to Orlando is a nightmare. That is true. That is true. When I had to go to the Orlando games, traffic got really, really bad in Orlando. When I first moved to Brandon, to go to Orlando was about an hour and 15 minutes, 20 minutes, you would be fine, literally. Now, if the game was at 4 o'clock, I had to leave at least at 2 o'clock. Because if I left any later than that, I would have been late to the game. At least 2 hours. That's how long it realistically takes because of the construction. Just even when it wasn't construction, just traffic. A lot of people have moved to the Tampa and Orlando area, and there's only 2 lanes there, 2 lanes back. Every time you go to Orlando, you're getting caught in traffic. So I had to leave 2 hours early. And where the crazy thing is, where the stadium was playing at, it wasn't too deep in Orlando. It wasn't Orlando, but it was only within the first 15 minutes. I was in Orlando. Imagine if you was staying in a place of playing where it's pretty deep in Orlando. But 2 hours is right. I prefer Tampa than Orlando. I-4 construction. I do too. I hope they have it in Tampa. Just have it right there at, Sun City Center or Raymond James, whichever one is going to give you less site fee. Either one would be a great spot. And it says here, yep, you're correct. Same from Sun City Center to the Guardian games. It was a long. I'm just thankful that that's the cool thing about the UFL is that the home games is only 5 games. That's it. Because I only had to make that long hike 5 times, and that's it throughout the whole season. But yeah, it took 2 hours. Now, if I got to go to a UFL game, I got to get on a plane. It's even further away from me now. I think that 2 hours seemed like a short drive compared to jumping on a plane. But luckily, the Arlington area, I picked out a great team to cover the UFL, the Arlington Renegades. I'm telling you, when you go to that area, Arlington, where you have the Cowboy Stadium, you have the Texas Rangers, and you have Choctaw Stadium, that's pretty neat to have all within walking distance. I mean, it's not like walking like 5 minutes, but you can walk to them. That's pretty neat, and that's hard to beat. So at least that's a great thing. At least when you go to Texas, it is in a great spot, the Arlington Renegades. And props to Sal Cannella, who is he signed with the Bucks. I was thinking about going today to the training camp. I already been to a training camp Bucks game. I might catch the next one, the very last one before. But there's not too many open to the public. There was one that was open last week, which I went to. Today was open to the public, but I had guests and family. But believe it or not, there's not too many that's open to the public. I mean, the other ones are kind of like Women in Red. They had kind of the crew members, so it's kind of selective days. It wasn't like anyone could go there. It was selective, so hopefully I catch one last one before the team goes and starts the season. And it'd be really cool if I could go in and see Sal Cannella in a Bucks uniform, get a picture with him too. I really wanted to go to today's game, but the schedule just didn't allow. I will keep you guys up to date. There's a lot of great things that's coming up here on the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show. There's things that we're working on. I don't want to put I don't like to put too much out there until it's official, so we will wait and see what happens. But it is a great opportunity for the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show. For those who don't know, I did cover the Hall of Fame baseball weekend and Major League Baseball. That was fantastic. I want to thank the Hall of Fame for providing the media credentials. That was an outstanding experience. The whole, I was there for Thursday through Sunday, and it was just awesome. It really was. Congratulations to the inductees, Todd Helton, Jim Leland, Adrian Beltre, and Joe Mauer. That's an awesome class. And if you haven't been to the Baseball Hall of Fame, if you're a baseball fan, I suggest you go and check it out. Props to the American Girls Baseball 2. They gave me a shout out. They gave me a shout out because they want me to go ahead and cover their game. I told them they was going to get an opportunity to get funding. They did secure funding, so they will have the same event I covered last year, which is the American Baseball Classic. Props to them, and props to the Women's USA baseball team. They're doing big things. And, yeah, so, yeah, it's awesome. And, yes, props to all the players for the UFL that have signed contracts. I do feel this year you will hear a lot more guys actually getting a roster spot. I just don't see it happening any other way. I mean, you have Hakeem Butler, Jordan Thomas, Adrian Martinez, Sal Cannella. I'm sorry, but there's not too many guys, with all due respect, that are much better than those guys. I'm sorry. So we will see how it plays stuff out. Jake Bates, I know pretty much, barring injury, Jake Bates is going to make it. So I will keep you guys up to date. I appreciate all the fans that have called in today. Appreciate Yusuf Arline with all the input. Appreciate Ghost Chaser, who chimed in too. Appreciate Diane. Appreciate Lou. Thank you to all the callers. We're going to wind down the Alan Alfred Sports Talk Show on a Friday night. Thank you to all the callers. Want to thank also songwriter and producer Sam Scola Songs and his wife Mary. You guys are awesome. Want to thank all of our sponsors, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce. Want to thank CTC ME Mortgage, and want to thank Push Fit Adventures, all for being outstanding sponsors. Appreciate you fans for listening, and appreciate too, I almost forgot, ABC Wine and Spirits, ABC Wine and Spirits, because they gave me media access to cover none other than Frank Thomas, the Hall of Famer. It was kind of ironic. I went to Cooperstown. Frank Thomas did not show up that year. It was the first year that he broke a streak of not being there for 10 years straight. Lo and behold, 2 weeks later, he comes to my neck of the woods and does a bottle signing event, and I was able to see him, get a bottle sign, and even ask him, why didn't you show up to Cooperstown? And he answered. You got to check that out on YouTube. So check that out. It's going to be awesome. So really appreciate you guys listening to another great episode of Watching It, another great episode of the Alan Alfred Sports Talk Show. Be blessed. Be well. Have a great weekend. We're going to end off the song with another great Sam Scola Songs. And you guys are awesome. Appreciate you. Take care. Be blessed. Be well. This is Alan Alfred from the Alan Alfred Sports Talk Show. Take care for now.